Hey guys, it's SickMotion here again with another patch no review. It's patch 5.19. This patch won't be on the worlds. I think last one was the last patch that'll be updated for the world. So this one's, um, at least for competitive, I'm going to be in play after worlds, which probably won't matter that much because there'll be a couple patches after this as well. But as far as live servers, this is what's going to be in there. It's a very short patch, so this will only take a couple minutes. Finally, I won't be rambling on forever. It's a patch with Kindred. Not going to go into the champion details just because they're not here to touch on anyway. Played them a few times, kind of fun. Be interesting to see how she does. I think she's best done, or I don't know what to call it, in the jungle, just because your hunt target mechanic requires you to be moving around, and if you're laning, you're going to be either having a disadvantage having to leave your lane that often, or you're going to be at a disadvantage not being able to stack that passive with the hunt. But here's the first champion change. Garen fixed a bug where Judgment was dealing damage to the villain equal to 1% of Garen's health rather than the villain's. So I think that was actually because the villain would take 1% of their max health and damage, but Garen would be stacking health, so they'd be taking 1% of Garen's max health and damage, so that'd probably be more damage all the time. So a Garen bug fix that ends up being a Garen nerf, if it is how I'm thinking about it. Let's see. Misfortune. R has a bonus AD ratio now. Misfortune's ult was so kind of undertoned and laughable that you would try to not even really use it in fights. It was mostly used for farming waves to get to a fight. But it now has an attack damage ratio that scales with a certain amount of damage per wave. But the overall, if they're in all of the waves, probably won't be hit by all of the waves, but at level 16, when you have level 3 of your ult, it's a 2.0 bonus attack damage if they get hit by all waves. Probably won't get hit by that many, now that it's doing a little bit more damage, but if there's ever a chance to do that, it's going to hurt a lot more. Shen had a bug that caused taunted enemies to not deal reduced damage to Shen. I didn't even realize that was a bug. Whenever Shen taunted me, I'd try to avoid doing damage to him until that wore off, but I guess that didn't even matter. And then fixed a bug where Elastic Slingshot had a minimum range of 300 units instead of 0, so now you can just kind of bounce on yourself again. Not really many champion changes, mostly just bug fixes. And then this was the big thing. Devourer was disabled because there was a bug, which I'll show you in the bug fixes. But now Devourer for range champions in the jungle applies every 4th hit rather than every 2nd. So for champions like Jungle Kale, Jungle Vayne, Devour is going to be far less effective, and it's not even going to really be viable as a thought, I don't think, anymore. It's still unchanged for melee, but the ranged champions are going to have a hard time with that. Not very many ranged champions I can think of that were ever really tried in the jungle anyway. And here's the other big thing, leashing. Monsters no longer have like a set of leashing rules. They have a new mechanic that'll show in a bar above the monster's health, which is the patience meter. This is going to take some getting used to, especially since I don't jungle that much anymore. But basically, monsters lose patience when certain things happen. When their patience is reduced to 0, the monster resets and heals itself, and their patience will then be reduced back to 100% patience once the monster has healed to 90% health. So if it loses patience and resets, you have to wait for it to fully reset, and get the back to 90% health, or it'll just continuously regenerate. Basically, the things that'll cause that is if the monster's in an aggressive state but can't find a target, either its target has died or become untargetable. When a monster is too far from its initial spawn, or its target is too far from the initial spawn, and when the monster is forced to switch targets. So juggling aggro will cause it to lose patience. It's a weird mechanic. I haven't actually really looked at it at all in game, so it's going to be something to get used to. Gromp, you can no longer do it over the wall apparently because of this patience mechanic from lane, because now its attack range is also lowered by 300. Because of that 300 reduced attack range, you can kind of kite it back and forth in the jungle, but not being able to do it over the wall is gonna be kind of weird, because there's some champions that you would do it on. Like if your top lane is Vlad freezing a wave, you could do Gromp while staying in lane farming, or as an AD carry was walking to lane, they could do it. The wolf also lost 50 range because apparently there's a thing where it could attack over the wall sometimes. Here's a really nice thing for new players as well as Smurfs. These runes are all important. Attack damage reds, are magic pen reds. Those are pretty much your bread and butter reds. Armor yellows, magic resist blues. Those are your bread and butter yellows and blues. You could pretty much run a Smurf account with only those yellows and blues. Quint of attack damage, quint of ability power, and those are your bread and butter in the quints. So basically, like the very downscaled, like or sorry, not downscaled, but the very like necessary runes to kind of start at building blocks from are all cut in half as far as price. This is going to be really important for new players, but also really important if you're making a Smurf. You know how hard it is to get proper runes going because you're wanting to spend your IP on champions because you're not wanting to dump a lot of money into it, but you have to spend your IP on runes or else it's just not going to be effective. This will save you a ton of IP saving up. So this is really nice here. There's some in-client features for worlds that'll let you know when matches are beginning and whatnot, which will be pretty cool. More HUD customizable options, like the option to put your team frames on the left side again, which will be kind of cool. And then just a couple bug fixes here. You can check the bug fixes if you want. The biggest one in here being the bug where the Sated Devour bonuses were sometimes persisting after the enchantment was sold. So you were able to change your enchantment from Sated Devourer to say like Runeglaive or Cinderhulk, but you would have that Cinderhulk or Runeglaive bonus as well as a Sated Devour bonus on your weapon. And that's why the Devour's been disabled for the past couple days here, because was pretty game breaking. I don't think I've seen it done in any of my games, and I have no idea how it was done, but it's fixed now. A couple other bug fixes as well, and some new skins coming out. More Marauder skins, more Warden skins, a skin for Kindred, obviously because of the new champion. Ironside Malphite looks really cool, actually. I'm gonna click on it. I was looking at it when I was on the PBE today. It looks pretty cool. I might get that skin. Don't play Malphite often. Coincidentally, played him twice today. But if I do, I'm going to want to look like that. But yeah, other than that, guys, like I said, it was going to be really, really short. The patch was really short. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like. If you're new to the channel, make sure to sub to it for more videos like this. Check out my other videos. And other than that, thanks for watching, guys. My social media and stream link are in the description, as always. And take it easy till next time.